Rodman. Oh, here he comes, making a rather late entrance to the game. Dennis, is this normal?
Dennis Rodman making his first start and was a late entry. Even in warm-ups, he has to make it. He was not satisfied.
Well, he's just keeping his tradition going. That's all right.
Dennis Rodman still getting his shoe wear together as the game starts.
Kurt Rambis sent him home from practice for showing up a little late again and looking for his shoes and socks.
Hard to decide which was more shocking. Dennis Rodman showing up 5 minutes early for his first game as a Dallas Maverick. Dennis Rodman starting in his first game as a Dallas Maverick.
Dennis Rodman on the opening tip just standing there. I don't think I've ever seen a center jump handled in that manner.
And Bird has landed on the court, and it's not Larry. Rodman and Aguirre going after him. They say Dennis Rodman can cover anyone or anything.
Oh, look out. Check out center court. Dog that was booed off the court. Earlier, Dennis Rodman does the honors. That says so much about Dennis.
They're imitating Dennis Rodman right now in their celebration, like what Rodman did out in Pontiac. So they're imitating him in their victory here.
Grant Hill, good position, and Rodman's going to get called for the foul. And technical. And now Grant Hill imitates the Rodman stride.
Yes, he does. That last time, gotta have quick feet traveling, easy for the ball.
So the Clippers turn it over, and the Bulls will bring it up.
Luke almost tapped it in, but has it. And
he cracked Rodman with an elbow, and he said, I love it.
And Rodman loved it. You aren't kidding. He slapped him and said, you bet.
And Malone. And Malone's pass off the head of Rodman.
McIlvain slipped and fell.
Hold on, 5 second delay. Listen, Joe.
And watch the left foot, and they are right. It was Dennis Rodman's foot that Michael Jordan tripped over. The foul called on Bashan Leonard.
The worm got lazy. Tony Smith, the steal. And here come the Lakers.
Rodman
Dennis.
showing off.
Keep an eye on Rodman. One tap. Now watch this. Keep an eye on Rodman. Don't watch the ball. He thinks he's got two. He turns around. Cannot believe that he missed that easy shot.
Ewing another miss. This time it's Dennis Rodman. A rare basket. Just the wrong team.
And he's also into a little show.
He's relieved he didn't tip that one in the basket.
For three. Rebound. He can shoot. Dennis just stepped on the end line. He's looking down and says, wait a minute, come here and look. Come here and look. I'm not out of bounds. Scott Foster says, oh, yeah, you were.
Harris got Edwards up in the air, but he can't hold on to the ball. It will roll out, and it'll belong to the Celtics with 8 on the shot clock.
Now give all the credit to Isaiah that time. Plus he took a shot right on top of the head, knocking that ball loose. That was a terrific one.
Tyrone Hill. Rodman had the rebound. He dives to save, but to Ratliff. Oh, yeah, Ratliff underneath as Rodman is still on the court.
Air ball on that three-point attempt, and Dennis Rodman not able to handle it.
13 rebounds in this game. Well, this one did get away. Don't you do that again, Mr. Ball.
Has a bit of a conversation with the ball.
Rebound tapped out of there. Rodman and Pippen fighting for it, and they lost it out of bounds.
Either could have taken it, and they combined to juggle it out of bounds.
Bulls haven't missed from the field in this quarter. Antonio Davis tied up Dennis Rodman. Rodman and Davis were dancing.
There they go. If I have this dance for the rest of my life.
I think what got Antonio Davis upset is that he wanted to lead.
Mason with a little contact with Rodman, more than a little. Sticks his hand right up under his chin.
What's going on with you and Anthony Mason? Well, we're just having a good time, you know. I asked him if he wanted to tango, but he didn't know the steps. But
Finest moment as a professional. And Jordan fouled by Hawkins. And Rodman and Burkowski getting involved. Now, would this be considered taunting?
I was just going to say, why is that not taunting? Just a look and almost baiting Frank Burkowski to do something. Dennis has to settle down.
Seattle have totally got out their rhythm, out their game, because all they're doing now is trying to mess with me, try to get in my head. But they don't understand, though. You can't mess with the master. You can't mess with the master.
Still trying to get into the ear and the head of Alonzo Mourning is Dennis Rodman.
Rodman, further conversation with Steve Janvey, and Mourning is right there, too. And here's exactly what Riley was talking about. And there's Rodman trying to get right at Mourning. And there's some of the control that Mourning is now exhibiting that Riley is so pleased with. Rodman relieved until Jackson is getting him out.
for a reason. He forgets sometimes that he already has a technical.
If you're Miami, the guy you really want to foul is Scottie Pippen, who is not a good free throw shooter.
Willie Anderson on, replacing Alonzo Mourning.
And Dennis Rodman is turned around right now, yelling at Alonzo.
I could tell what Alonzo said, and we can even repeat it. He just looked at Rodman, and he said, "You're sick."
And Rodman and Jordan going at each other. This has been brewing throughout the first half. Michael Jordan just gave Rodman a little tap.
Stackhouse in the lane. It's an air ball, and Rodman with his 13th rebound and a foul called on Allen Iverson. And Iverson talking to Dennis now.
He smacked him again. He said, "Don't do that to me."
Iverson is really upset with Dennis. He is furious with Dennis. And Iverson taps it out. Uh-oh. And Iverson goes after Dennis.
Don't do it, Dennis. Don't stay with it.
Scotty is laughing at Dennis.
The offense has struggled, and Rodman and Mourning get involved once again, and then Dennis Rodman saving the moment by patting Alonzo Mourning, who did not appreciate the gesture. He was not looking for the pat because he knows it's not sincere. Rodman and Brown having words on a foul call. It's on Mourning, his first.
From the free throw line, inside the shot missing, but they're getting better looks right now, Dick Versace. They're getting some shots inside. And away from the ball now, Dennis Rodman and Karl Malone have a little altercation.
Watch, he hugs Karl Malone and then won't let him go. That's why players get really irritated with Rodman.
Trip to the ball. Boy, Daniels, Rodman's got it. Malone lands on top of him.
Dennis put the ball right in his midsection. I don't want that ball.
For three, nope. Tipped by Rodman, won't go. Anstey the rebound, and he's fouled.
Double technical now to get on Anstey and on Rodman.
Again, they'll go to this high screen roll.
Whoa, there's an offensive foul. It's on Weber.
And Weber just pushed Dennis, and he'll get a technical foul for that. Watch out now. Watch out. A little talking back and forth. Dennis is really trying to egg him on, too. Dennis is following him right down the floor. Luke Longley pushed him away. And now Dennis is trying to come right back. Luke is still trying to keep him away. And Phil Jackson looks over and says, "Stay away." And Dennis goes over and sits down and looks back at Phil. He's staring right down at Phil.
Jordan able to shut. And Rodman and Mourning have to be separated. Rodman is slid aside by Bushler.
See, their legs right there are tangled. And you can see Rodman is not allowing T-Buds to get up.
Rodman battling like crazy, but can't quite hold on to it. Hornacek, he and Malone, Rodman and Malone, and Rodman just trips Malone up. They got to call a flagrant here. They've got to call a flagrant.
Malone and Rodman both gave each other a pat on the butt and said, "Hey, that's the way we play. That's the way we like to play."
Watch the byplay here between Malone and Rodman.
Now he misses the free throw. They've got 4 seconds to get off a shot, but Rodman fouls Malone. And Rodman gave Malone a pat on the backside, and Malone reacted angrily. Rodman lives for this stuff.
Oh, he does.
He just whacked him again.
Thanks, Rodman. Offensive foul. It's heavy theater. Rodman and Barkley will. Oh boy, they got Barkley.
You know, a man who proves that blondes have more fun and more rebounds. His name is Dennis Rodman. Actually, Dennis was blonde yesterday. There's no telling what color his hair is today.
If the Pistons are to stop the Bulls, you know the man, Dennis Rodman will have something to say about it.
It started over. Start over.
What kind of numbers could you come up with in the NBA, John? Or Dennis?
This is Dennis Rodman.
Well, you look a little like John Sally.
Yeah, but I got the stripes.
I want to say hello to my wife, Tara Patrick. I hope that your grandma feel well, and we're with you, baby.
All right, Dennis. Back to you, Bob.
And Dennis Rodman has been ejected from the game. Dennis Rodman waves goodbye to the referees.
Like I say, their chains have been pulled by Derek Garrison, the head of the officials, and whatever his fucking name is. That guy sits up there. I don't know what's fucking Thorne. David Thorne is in my ass. So
All right, words of Dennis Rodman, who obviously isn't worth talking to tonight, right?
Well,
jeez.
You know, David Stern's got all these goddamn referees, and the girls got these referees wearing diapers. They can't fucking be mans themselves and make a call and stand up for themselves. I can't believe that.
Well, Dennis also talks about David Thorne, which I guess is a hybrid between David Stern and Rod Thorne.
Like I always said, at least should be wearing diapers, not pants.
Will you adjust your games if the refs call it tight tonight?
I'm not adjusting anything. You don't like the way I play, kick me out of the league.
Welcome back to Chicago. We're in the spirit of the season. We did our holiday shopping. First of all, for Dennis Rodman, some Pampers for the NBA refs. He said needed them. Also for Madonna's baby.
That's the reason why you won't fucking win, because you shoot too damn much. He's not a team player. He need to go back to school and learn how to fucking get his head together. Marbury? Yeah. Quit worrying about trying to have personal goals with people in this league. That's not gonna get you. That's not gonna get you far in this league. You know.
All right, Dennis Rodman right there, and we apologize for any profanity right there. Dennis a little fired up tonight, and sometimes he's worth talking to, sometimes he is not worth talking to. When you hear the F word a couple times, he's not worth talking to, right?
Well, yeah, basically he's always worth talking to. It's just that we need, for our own sake, to bail on out, because it's very interesting at every given opportunity to talk to Dennis, but at times we just
certain
can't,
individuals, right?
You can't share that type of adjectives that go along with it. Let's
exactly.
Dennis Rodman, the worm speaking. Now let's hear this. Bleep.
Harvest wheat, poppy seed red, flamingo pink, and now cheddar yellow. You're looking good tonight, Dennis.
Well, no one said that I'm a loser.
You tell me you guys aren't celebrating in there.
Hell no, we're ready to get the hell out of here. You know, cheese heads and all. So let's pack our bags and go home and have a couple cigars. And some guys going to make love to their wives and some guys not.
SportsCenter did not follow up on that last conference.
One thing that I remember, he had quarters in his ears because he had no pockets to hold his change.
But it's the same old Dennis. The Spurs suspending Rodman indefinitely without pay for conduct detrimental to the team. Can you ever think of a time when a player was suspended without pay before the season even started?
Since he took a spill on his motorcycle 3 weeks ago, the Spurs are a perfect 11-0. Lately, they're hotter than a motorcycle's exhaust pipe, which incidentally plays a part in their improbable success story.
Does it surprise you when Dennis came back, everything got real quiet and they just played?
No, it does not. I think the team welcomed him back. It's mostly media and those kind of people, whoever they are, that get the stuff started.
And it's not us.
Right.
By the way, this team, the only team in the NBA without a flagrant foul this season, but that'll change with Dennis playing.
Now watch what happens. I'm going to pour some water in here. See the hair is whatever color it is, but you pour the water in. I hope this works. It's supposed to change colors. Yeah, see?
Oh, there it is. What's mine?
See, it turns blue.
Look, the uniform turns into a dress.
Not really.
He gave me an autographed version of that book today in the elevator, and I'm going to have to leave it in my hotel room because I can't take it home to my kids.
You've now been nicknamed Shakespeare by one of your teammates, I understand.
Well, you know, when you write a book like that and it's been expressed the way you feel, I think you have no choice but give someone that's, you know, so-called a genius.
Hey, I noticed that they have a lot of bold. They have a lot of bold type in that book. Is that for the people that can't read?
That's right. That's for you, Danny.
He's a guy that's to himself, and you know, I'm to some degree that same type of person, but you know.
So you're just like Rodman, huh?
No, I'm not like Rodman.
I think David really knows the type of person I really am. He's the type of person that goes to church every Sunday. I'm the type of person that does other things differently.
Everybody has their approach to the game, and Dennis have a little bit different approach.
Isaiah Thomas said tonight that Dennis Rodman was actually toned down here in Chicago compared to his days with the Pistons. Can you imagine?
That's hard to believe.
I do respect these guys, even though we kicked their ass in the early 80s. And Bill Jackson, he ain't a member of the Jackson 5, is he?
Dennis is the only person I know that his birthday usually is celebrated over a week.
Can I get him a birthday present? I don't think I can. I don't know what he would want on his birthday. And if so, I don't think I can go in the store and get it where he wants it.
So I think Joe would love to be Dennis Rodman for one day. You know, he loved to be single. He loved to go out and do his thing, just be free, let his hair out, which he don't have any, and just do his thing, you know.
Jordan ties it.
Check that out. Oh, yeah. Look at that. That's waterproof color right there. That's waterproof. You want Rodman back?
Sure. His dresses doesn't bother me. His hair doesn't bother me. Sure, I mean, he's going to go wacko every now and then. To his credit, he's done a good job in mentally focusing himself, not to be too much of a diversion, not to say he wasn't a little bit, or even Dennis, with all the different colors that he may wear in his hair or his dresses or whatever.
Be like Mike and look like Dennis.
Dennis Rodman managing to fit the Spurs timeout huddles into his busy schedule.
I'm in the huddle. I'm just not listening to what's going on. I'm right there. With my shoes off, I'm right there.
Why aren't you listening to what's going on?
Because basically, I just know what the hell he's going to say or what the situation is going to be. So basically, I'm right there. Who said I don't listen? The media is really blowing it out of proportion. I listen.
You just said that you don't really listen to what he's saying because you know what he's going to say.
I'm listening, but that means that I'm paying. It's like saying if I'm standing up in a huddle, do I have to look him directly in the eye to listen?
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't.
You like playing for Bob Hill?
I'll play for anybody as long as that they respect me.
Point blank, do you like playing for Bob Hill?
I have no problem with Bob Hill. I don't hate Bob Hill at all. I have no problem. I will play for him.
How can one guy bring this pyramid, this kingdom, Caesar, David Stern, down from his throne? How can you do that? Ain't no way in hell. He's got all his Romans right there trying to spear me in the back, as much as he can, and say, okay, great, you do it again, we're going to feed you to the lions. And those lions are those 3 damn referees with the striped shirts with the whistle in their mouth. Okay, so that's basically what it is.
Other than mixing the lions with the zebras, that was an excellent metaphor.
Okay.
Extended out there pretty well.
Not as dumb as people think I am. That's okay. So look at me that I'm a time bomb waiting to go off. But they don't understand something. I'm a lot smarter. I'm one step beyond.
Hey, I am the man. I'm the man. I feel like that my warriors went out there without any kind of like the dagger. You know what I mean? I was the dagger and I was sitting at home.
And Al Dietrich Oldsmobile, Pontiac Waterfare, sends along this bag with his compliments. Every morning on WRIF, the home of rock and roll, 101.1 FM, 637, 3830.
I never dreamed.
Thank you, Worm. Appreciate you being here with Ron, and thank you for joining us on this edition of Sports.
We should have won the game. There was 76-71, and we made some crucial mistakes. And I love you too.
What does this championship mean to Dennis Rodman?
Well, it means to me that we come back to Chicago and everybody keep the damn bars open because we'll be back tonight, baby. That's what it means right now.
Can we say where the party is tomorrow night?
I don't know. You'll find out real soon.
I know where it is. I might be too scared to say where it is, though.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I think everybody knows.
Dennis Rodman was talking about giving a party. I don't know if there's any truth to that. If he does, all those cops are going to need to come to his party and keep order.
Greatest team ever play this game. You just got to respect it. If you don't respect that, right turn. A lot of people doing a lot of illegal drugs. That's what it is. That's it.
What year is it? 2003? No, seriously.
Michael, you knew, and people's like, oh God, when you get that ball, Michael's saying, oh my God, of course, he's God. yeah, he's all that.
I think Chuck he's like I said, I call him G-O-D, God, and he's a great individual, and his system really screwed him over the years, and I'm grateful that Chuck has the opportunity to get his number up.
Only Dennis Rodman. I don't see the system as having screwed you somehow with your limo. Hey, Dennis. By the way, nice look. Did you get a shot of this? That doesn't look as good as the veil on the wedding. Okay. But it's good.
You're not going to practice at all this year?
Well, I didn't do it all last year, so what's the difference?
Why should you start right now?
Well, I would start now.
You didn't show up for the shoot-around today.
That means I'm in trouble?
Sorry, Scotty.
86 to 91. I think if we could have had sex with each other, I think we probably would have did that. That's how close we were.
Dennis would squeeze your butt. And for 3 quarters, you'd be looking at this guy like, what's wrong with him?
Yeah, I think Rick Mahorn taught me that one.
I'd like to thank David Stern and all the NBA community to even just have me in the building.
How well do you know Madonna?
Okay.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
What's being a father been like for you, the responsibilities there?
Well, either way, you got to pay for them. So it doesn't really matter.
You got to keep working.
Got to keep working to pay for those damn bastards.
Dennis already said he'd play for free, so money's not an issue. He makes more money off the court, supposedly. I don't know.
They say this is a family show, right? Well, I'm gonna change this shit.
I'd like to say thank you to all the people that's been a part of this organization for accepting me. And, it's been a wild, fucking crazy ride.
I've always told myself I'll never, ever get married, right? I'll never have a wife.
If I had to marry anybody, it'd be these 12 guys right here.
You being the answer, you guys should now go straight to the championship. Do you feel any pressure with all that on your shoulders?
I think the last time I felt pressure when I got married.
Here has been a great challenge, but it's not over until the fat ladies sing. I don't see too many fat ladies around here.
No question he's a nitwit.
Charles is Charles. I heard Charles call me a nitwit one day, the other day. That's great, Charles. That's fine. Way to go, baby.
You can come to a party in March. I'll arrange for it.
Can I have a party in your pants?
In my pants?
Yeah.
So you left that one team you were playing for that you hated. You hated all the guys on it. What was that team again?
The San Antonio Queers.
What happened between you and Patrick Ewing? You got upset with him?
No,
but
bro.
you kept it under control. You didn't kick him in the nuts or anything.
I don't kick him in the balls. You know, his balls about all of that small. But
And they were a big pussy like Will Chamberlain. Is that what you're saying?
You know, he's a big pussy. But you know what?
Right.
I'm glad he don't have one because I've been in there jabbing left or right.
Patrick is a pussy, right?
Of course.
Right.
No, Patrick's not a pussy. He just not well endowed.
Right. You've seen him nude? You've seen him nude,
I haven't
seriously?
seen him nude. You know, he don't come all the way.
In his first 6 years as leader, he ordered the executions of at least 340 people. The deputy premier for education was killed in front of a firing squad after showing disrespectful posture in a meeting. A general fell asleep at a meeting. He was executed with an anti-aircraft gun. Kim Jong-un's estranged brother was killed by chemical weapons, which was caught on tape. Kim Jong-un is guilty of extermination, murder, enslavement, torture, rape, forced abortions, knowingly causing prolonged starvation, and so on. So, for some context, that's the guy you're calling a great guy.
Are you done? Are you done?
Is it true that Dennis wasn't at practice today?
That's true.
Is that an excuse to have?
No, it's not.
What transpired?
I don't know. He's not here.
With Godzilla in the house, there will be no stopping NWO Hollywood now.
Let's go.
Come on, Godzilla.
Down there, big guys at this.
Godzilla!
We got to try to sneak him out gate 3.5, while 300 media are in the main hallway in front of the locker room.
The only bull getting as many headlines as Scottie Pippen is Dennis Rodman for his off-the-court activities. He missed practice on Monday, showed up at a wrestling event on Monday night. Everybody seems very concerned about this, except for the Chicago Bulls.
You going wrestling tomorrow?
I'm not wrestling tomorrow. I'm going to go out and
have a good time. All right, let's go over to Michael Jordan, who's with the Madrid shot.
They'll pay for your fine. Craig Sager gave me $20 to pay for my fine.
Sound like a bribe. Report him.
That's what I'm saying. He must want to interview. He wants something.
As for his behavior after serving that 2-game suspension, Rodman says he will try to keep us cool, but he stopped short of guaranteeing it. Vern?
In and out. Rodman rebound, timeout, Chicago. And Kersey knocks the ball away. Be careful. Here comes O'Neal.
35 points for Scottie Pippen, also 3 points on the souffle when he and Jordan took you down to the sideline.
You know, Shaq only had, 6 points in the second half or something like that. You know, people said that Dennis Rodman is this, Dennis Rodman is that, but they can't deny, but he's a hell of a basketball player.
Yes, he is. Thanks a lot, Dennis. Let's go back to Vern.
Are any of us surprised that Dennis Rodman knew exactly how many points Shaquille had?
Yes. MJ with it, with AC Green on him, and Bubba Wells got a foul away from the ball under the basket.
The NBA, I don't know if we can get a shot of it, but how does he get through the airport?
Bulls with the lead. Michael for three, no, hold on.
Fells again.
Dennis is laughing.
You know what? I think this is the intentional foul rule to get him back in the game.
John, I don't know of anybody that's ever come up with a plan to do something like that with the runner. So he can do other things besides foul Dennis Rodman. Now look at Dennis. Dennis is standing down here at the other end. Bubba Wells is going to get him, and he just fouled him. And Nelly is telling him, foul him, and they won't call it. And he's holding Dennis right now. He's got both arms around Dennis, and it's a foul. Dennis is looking back, talking to Randy Brown, laughing. Phil's laughing.
Now he made them both.
Look at that. Nelly's like, hey, what do you want me to do? Let's see if he just grabs Dennis right away. Bob was waiting for him to come in bounds, and he fouls him. Dennis is still standing out of bounds, and Tommy Nunez still called the foul. Dennis said, wait a minute, I'm not on the floor, Tommy.
He will be back up at that free throw line again, and he knocks that one down.
Finley with the jumper. Here we go again. There's the foul. Dennis makes that one.
Very well shooters on the other side. They were going to swing it around.
MJ with a rebound. And he tried to foul Dennis right away.
Yeah, he's
Say go get him. He fouls Dennis Rodman. No shot by Michael.
That is an NBA record.
The quickest foul out, 3 minutes played by Bubba Wells. They're all over Bubba Wells. You did your job. You went in and fouled, Bubba. Now the crowd would go nuts if he makes these.
Takes them both.
How about that?
This year, Dennis got a technical for blowing a kiss in Don Nelson's direction in the game between the Lakers and Mavs. Fans love it as he hits it.
You got a flagrant 1, which is 2 shots, and then a flagrant 2, which is 2 shots in the ball and ejection. I think he's called a flagrant 2. I think he's tossed him. He's tossed him out of here. He's getting the flagrant 2.
And control by Isaiah. Right side. He'll go right to left. His pass gets away. Here's a fight as Rodman wants to go after Stockton. Jerry Sloan leaped up off the bench, and he was moving quicker than he ever did when he played. He went right after Rodman.
Jerry Sloan now is letting Dennis Rodman know.
He said, you want a piece of somebody, get me.
That's right.
Rodman makes the free throw and points at Jerry Sloan. And Sloan throws him a kiss right back. They call it technical on Rodman. Rodman's going, walking by the Jazz bench. Phil Johnson stares him down.
Loose ball, Karl Malone. See, Dennis, there it is. Down goes Malone, and Rodman knew a double foul was going to be called.
I'll tell you what, Bennett Salvatore, and they both had it. Yeah, they had it right away. And this is what I told you before. Rodman is crashing in.
Oh, nice. And Rodman on the follow. It counts. The foul.
Rodman ran over to put some rosin on his hands, and as he got to the table, Phil Jackson took the rosin and dumped it on the floor behind the bench so that Dennis couldn't dry his hands off.
Little playfulness here between Phil Jackson and Dennis Rodman.
Pat Riley with Dennis Rodman right next to him. We could get along, you know what?
What is Rodman doing? Writing a message on the towel. Rodman has a plea for Lucas. Dennis Rodman did not play. He missed the flight and arrived at Houston late.
Rodman never played, but he managed to give us a plug anyway.
That's a get in his face because they need him Saturday. There's Lucas now bringing him over, and Luke is going to put him on the side of the bench. And you stay in your room until I let you come out.
I talked to my sister the other day. She said, "Now you don't grab nobody from the back like that. You grab them from the front."
Brian Hill walking out towards Dennis Rodman. Richie Adubato protecting Brian.
Lane violation.
I haven't seen the lane violation called this year.
And Dennis faked that time. I don't know if you saw Dennis fake. He threw the foot out, but didn't touch down. He faked. I promise you, he did not go in.
Now he stepped, he's way in the third time. That was just a challenge to see if they'd call it again.
Michael Smith is still talking to him. Look at Dennis. Look at Dennis saying, well, if it was me. You know what? We ought to get a picture of that. How often has Dennis had the same thing done to him by somebody else?
Rebound Dennis Rodman had it blocked by Seth. Call it now. Yeah, he wants him to call it. Come on, call it now.
Jack Nees is laughing. And Steve Javy got taken out on the play. The official, Steve Javy, was about to call the foul.
Watch him dive after the loose ball and pick up a referee. And I think we're getting ready for the two-man luge. The worm was just warming up.
Malone flashes to the post. Rodman with some hustle, but a foul. Trying to get there in time. And a technical foul as he gave Jones a little pat on the fanny. And he didn't like it.
Rodman again able to keep it alive, trying to call for time and could not, and then applauds the official, Scott Foster.
Rodman tries loose the rebound, and he's sandwiched on the play. Jim Clark got the ball right in the face.
With Rodman on him, and Dennis fouled him.
Stop and go drive Newman, and a late whistle on Dennis Rodman. Dennis compounds the trouble with a technical.
And another foul. Dennis Rodman comically hands the official the ball.
And a touch foul on Lou.
And he is upset. Rodman is really upset.
Rodman bounced it.
We'll fire the ball. There's a tee. He wanted the ball.
Hey, Ahmad.
Yeah.
They got 5 strips under the basket.
Yes.
And Rodman has 5 strippers in the lobby.
Hank Armstrong made Rodman tuck in his jersey before the last play to begin. Then he pulled it halfway back out right away.
Well, I didn't see it that way. There's a lot of things I don't see. Most of the time, though, I see the shit you do.
Innocent victim, Dennis.
This is 4 times in like, what, 2 weeks? Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. Technical foul, Rodman's out. Rodman's out of the game. He's sitting on the sideline. He's not even on the floor. He was not in the game, remember, at the time of the ejection. He was sitting on the sideline, observing the quarrel.
And Rodman now picks up a foul as soon as they inbound.
That was a kind of a weak foul.
With all the contact we've seen today.
Rodman, you have a right to be upset on that one. That's the kind of foul you get only because you're Dennis Rodman. No one else in the league would get that.
Rodman has his hands in his shorts right now, mocking the referee perhaps, saying, I shouldn't use my hands. You got to see this. This is unbelievable. Rodman has his hands in his shorts right now, and this is how he is playing defense. Now this has gone from the ridiculous to the sublime.
Dennis just saying, all right, they're going to keep calling fouls. Well, I'm just going to put my hands in here and just mind my own business.
Dennis Rodman trying to keep his hands out of there as the official, I'm sure in the baseline, telling him, watch your hands. And he did.
Rodman tries to beg for the foul call, didn't get it. He's sitting down, crosses his legs. Look at Rodman.
Rodman follows. Didn't fall. Olajuwon has it. And we're out of time.
Rodman felt he got fouled. He goes to the ground in a heat.
With the lead.
Double foul again. Both of them get called a double foul. What is that?
Dennis is on the floor, and we pick up a tee.
2 games. Well, that's part of the unpredictability of this team. They sure have some good moments. Technical on Rodman. Rodman wanted an illegal defense. That's what he's upset about it. He's still talking about it. Rodman sits and he's gone. Rodman's gone. He sits down in the lane as if to say this is where the man was positioned. And Dennis Rodman has been tossed and second game with the Mavericks. It didn't take long, did it? Rodman being Rodman, he wants the referee to go away. In fact, he does eject the ref, but he doesn't have that much power.
2 and 1. Randy Brown put it up, wouldn't get it. Dennis Rodman with it, and Danny Shames will be called for the foul on the rebound. Did you see Dennis look over at the official like, no, not that one. No, not me, right? Yes, it's not me.
That's how he's going to get his minutes.
Armstrong shoots an air ball. Rodman goes flying into the photographers, bumping with Doliak.
Gave up the shot. 3-second violation. Now Rodman's upset. He should be. Technical foul has been called on Dennis Rodman. And Longley trying to keep Rodman away. Yeah, you don't need it, Dennis. You got to stay in this game. Javi.
Along with 27 points. Offensive foul on Rodman. That is his 3rd.
And a lot of people may be surprised. There we have a technical foul on Dennis Rodman.
Steve Javi calling the technical, did not like the response from Rodman.
Dennis Rodman was the one that complained about a big cutout of himself underneath the basket that this fan was waving around. He told Dick Pavetta, and Dick Pavetta had the cutout removed and the fan gone also.
He was looking for Dennis. 6 seconds, 5, and you grabbed him. That's why he lost to Dennis. Jess Kersey and Dennis have been laughing at each other all night long. Jess says, you grabbed his shorts. You
Celeste loves the official, obviously.
Toweling them off, getting upset.
Dennis Rodman continuing his bonding with Mike Mathis, one of the officials.
Dennis Rodman playfully playing with the officials. A different mindset by Dennis Rodman today. More offensive-minded and no technical as of yet.
And Ted Bernard. It looked like he headbutted him.
Rod Thorne, David Stern, suspend me, okay? You guys are so big, suspend me.
Okay, Dennis, you're suspended, and for headbutting a referee and other nasty things.
Actually, it's not so bad. Dennis couldn't use 6 games off.
If I really meant to hit him, I would have knocked the hell out of him. It was accidental.
missed it. Dennis fights for the rebound, tapped it out, and it'll belong to Minnesota.
They kicked the cameraman.
Now the man acts like he's dying.
You can almost see dollar bills floating around there.
Luke, can you go over and help this guy get up or something? This is a joke.
It looked like he kicked the guy. It looked like he kicked the guy in the knee, and the guy suddenly got falsetto. I don't know how it happened that it was down at his knee and it ended up in falsetto.
I just kicked the camera and he decided that he didn't want to film anymore, and he thought that his back and neck and legs and things like that was bothering him. So it wasn't a groin. If you look at the tape, it's not a groin. If that's his groin, oh my God. His wife must really love him.
This is Dennis Rodman's comeback game from his 11-game suspension, and Ted Bernhardt, who's had an incident with Dennis Rodman from the headbutt situation, is on the crew. And Mason!
Dennis Rodman, are you okay, big guy?
Inside the lob, Strickland missed it. Rebound, Liddell Eccles, turnaround, nope. Rebound tap, still loose. Dennis keeps tapping it. It's still loose. It goes out of bounds. Dennis Rodman ended up with the photographers down there, and everybody's laughing. Dennis patted the one guy in the head and walked away. Just looks down and smiles.
Dennis Rodman being very polite to the courtside cameraman who was in his way, it should be noted, as he inbounded the ball.
Se disculpa con el fotógrafo. Sí, porque la broma la anterior. And the rebound pulled down, and Dennis Rodman goes out of bounds trying to get it. And he hits the ball, and he's hollering at the photographer. He's mad at that guy, I think. What happened? Look at him.
Rodman trying to keep it alive, and
Well, the announcers weren't the only ones with trouble. Watch what happens to this guy with the microphone. Nothing will keep him from his appointed sounds.
Whoa. Rodman can't quite save it. He ends up on the scorer's table. Looks over at everybody, makes sure they're okay. Uses the towel a little bit.
Looks like Johnny Kerr is calling for it, and then he alertly finds John Kerr with the pass.
Thanks, Dennis. I caught it. Yeah. Okay, I had good hands. Couldn't score, but I had good hands.
Because Rodman definitely...
Yeah. Lift your foot, Dennis. Dennis, lift your foot. Yeah.
Bob Costas and Dennis Rodman, they are now soulmates.
So I guess you know him a little better than now, Humbug.
I took a hit, buddy. I'll tell you that.
I saved you. I caught his foot. It was coming right for your head.
Some sort of real bond is developing. He can't stay away from me.
Almost as much a tradition as Chicago. Uh-oh, look out. What happened to our cameraman? What happened to our camera guy? He got mugged. Oh.
Rodman into the seats once again, sits on someone's drink. His pants are all wet, but he still wants to play while he dries off. They get back, Pippen for three. Rodman with the save, but he stepped out. Dennis saying, so have you read my book?
Foul is on Dennis Rodman. And that's 4 on Rodman. And now Avery Johnson trying to calm Dennis Rodman down.
That one might have to be thrown away. The rim is all dented and everything.
Jack Haley jumps on top of his back to keep him away from the official.
Didn't start. He came in, got a standing ovation from the crowd in Denver, and even had some fun with the mascot, Rocky.
Rodman dressed for the occasion. Yes, it's Halloween. He did have a mask on.
The Bulls going for win number 69 on the season in Cleveland.
Not much celebrating in the Bulls locker room following the game, except for an animated Dennis Rodman, who modeled some new headgear for the occasion.
Archer tipped up and Rodman there, but a foul called.
Funk. Oh, look at what he did to his head with the ball.
Oh, that's elite. Yeah. 48%.
Creative guy. Throw shooting. The other night, 7 of 10. Not able to hit.
It's blocked by Tony. And Dennis Rodman couldn't hang on 4 on the shot clock.
Over to Reeve, and Dennis just grabbed him. A big bear hug for the big grizzly bear.
He ended up dancing the last dance with Big Country.
Except that he didn't get the shot off in time. We played one half of basketball here in Miami.
13. And a whistle up top.
See Dennis Rodman come in and grab Kenny Smith at the end.
Cassell fouled by Rodman. And Rodman quick to point out that there was no harm intended.
Sam Cassell comes up laughing.
There's a flagrant foul. You got to make a play on the ball. He makes a play on Sam Cassell's neck.
He gets an armful of David Wingate and get a room.
Outside way off. Gatling with a rebound, and Dennis Rodman grabbed him and fouled him. Baker banging the boards. Tied up by Dennis Rodman.
Rebound. Charles back up and he jams it home. Then he and Rodman collide and get tangled up underneath the basket.
In the lane, lets it fly. Nope. Oh, rebound jammed by Vin Baker. Head again, drops it, couldn't get it. Rebound, Judd Bushler out to Michael. And Mitchell holding on to Dennis Rodman, and finally the two release each other.
Look, Charles Oakley, he grabs him by the hip.
Last 9 points, and the Orlando Magic foul is called as Royal took the push.
Turned it over on their last possession. We are on some roll here.
Awful shot by Polynice. Kept alive, though, by Thomas. And Ewing rebounds.
Michael spins, fades. Nope. Randy Brown finds Scotty. This for the tie. Nope. And it goes out of bounds with 1:09 left, and we got a timeout.
Dennis for the 3 in the tie. Paco Dennis.
Well, every night in the NBA, get out of there.
Another one for Dennis. Dennis is out by the three-point line again. He's down in the corner. He'll take it again. He stepped out of bounds? He was out of bounds. He was out of bounds.
Good! Dennis Rodman!
He wants more. And he has drawn the foul. How about the way that finished?
Size and bulk, very deceiving. He really is the epitome of a power forward as he misses a free throw there.
Rodman now able to say, all right, nothing wrong with this. He can do that.
Do it. 2, that's why. Well, you saw him on the free throw line. He's already leaning and floating toward the basket.
And look at him incite the crowd. You gotta love it.
Well, let's see if he makes it. Well, that's what you gotta love. He steps up now. That's what I like. That's what I like right there.
I thought they played well tonight to get it going was Luke Longley. He didn't play in the last quarter.
Look at him. Look at him. Does he play to that crowd or what? It didn't quite go in.
Come on, Dennis. Ronnie Harper ducking under the table.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
That's got to be a record. 2 air balls in a row. Look that one up in the record book.
Wind blowing from that end.
Behind this Pistons team, and they look like they're ready for the final battle, but what an embarrassment Rodman just suffered.
Air ball on the free throw. He's called for a violation.
Whoops.
Is right.
A lot of airtime on that. Dennis is holding up his hands like he needs glasses, which is good. He's going to try with his eyes closed now.
And he and Jordan still remain the only goals to score as Rodman hustles the rebound. Now a 3.
Of course.
Kerry Cummings play. I tell you what, he was an inspirational player. Now, how about this move?
He was going to hit him off the rim, and he missed. He missed the backboard. John Lucas is looking at him like, why didn't you just get the point?
Yeah, oh yeah, in your dreams.
Oh, he misses it on purpose, but didn't hit the rim. Dennis Rodman firing it up, but it has to hit the rim. It went off the glass.
To say the least.
Rodman held his face. Give me one. Just give me one. Look at it. Just give me one break. Give me one break. I want to make one free throw.
There it is.
Great Western Form, aber er kann es ja doch. Zur Begeisterung von Ex-Teamkollege Joe Klein. Von diesen
Williams. Ryan Williams rejected by Greg Ostertag. Rebound Rodman. And a foul against Utah.
Dennis Rodman's first offensive rebound of the game.
And you may have seen some attempted chicanery. Scottie Pippen went to the free throw line knowing that it was Dennis Rodman who was fouled.
Offensive foul at Avery Johnson. Have mercy.
That is unbelievable.
Dennis Rodman trying to take the ball away from Avery Johnson.
Rodman tied up by Geiger. And neither will let go.
Harper. And Smits fouled him. Look at Rodman with a smile on his face, trying to provoke something out of Smits.
One of Rodman's traits is to try to knock you out of the game mentally, try to ruin your concentration.
And Starks out of control. Trips.
Watch it. Watch out. Watch out.
Rodman goes up and a foul. Well, you said defend at the other end. You know.
Turner and Rodman battle. Last touch by Turner.
Rodman giving Jeff Turner a little pat on the back.
Set a foul by Doug West on Dennis. Gives him a little pat here.
And Rodman took a poke in the head.
Always has to have the last word.
Foul committed by Bukowski. Sure, Frank also appreciated the encouraging pat from his good friend Dennis Rodman.
Good ball movement. Ostertag confronted by Rodman in the foul coming up.
Rodman says, good play, Rook. Good play, big fella.
Did he get called for a team?
And you can see him with more antics.
Antics is a great word to use. And then Klein shoves Rodman and says, hey, shape up. Isaiah Thomas is struggling. He's 0 for 5. Look out as Barkley takes Rodman down.
Hey, get up! Touch last by Rodman.
Stop pitching. Stop one.
Now he's saying, look at that now. Don't look at me.
Znaczy Russell, najlepszy specjalista. Było trochę aktorstwa teraz. Karl Malone nadawałby się także do Hollywood.
Look at the two of them going down. How he's going to help him up.
A little flop by Divac, and Rodman gave him a little pop, and they're playing with one another.
Bernie wanted a taunting technical foul for that.
First half, Dennis was just being Dennis. He really hit Vitaly Potapenko with a elbow there, and then points which way he should be going.
Good look from Divac. It will count. It's a goaltend. Dennis Rodman. Bushland shot. Longley is right there. And a technical foul. Dennis had his customary technical foul called 17 technicals in 13 playoff games.
Mutombo foul. Now Dennis Rodman got to stick his nose into the middle of things, and the technical will be on Rodman.
He's usually in double digits. Rodman looking for his 7th rebounding title. Morning from Murdoch in a foul.
In front, and Pippen going to the hoop is fouled. Yeah, Mutombo just had a bad angle that time. He just got a bad angle, and there was body contact.
Harper going down and missing, and Rodman tries to tip it in, and a loose ball foul, a technical foul in addition called on Dennis.
Whistled for what he felt was a phantom foul, and he gets in Malone's face, prompting a second technical foul, which got him ejected, and on his way out of the arena, the fans fighting over his jersey, which he likes to hand out when he gets ejected.
Watch out now. And Jordan is pushing Rodman away. And a timeout is called by Atlanta, and Michael Jordan pushed Dennis.
Take a look at Dennis Rodman on Starks. Handling Starks with a little hug and speaking to the referee and anyone else he wants to.
Biggest lead of the night. The foul against the Spurs. Oh, and Starks taunting Rodman. Rodman clapping in his face. And a technical foul on John Starks. And Dennis Rodman loved it. And they are face to face. And Charles Oakley now getting between them.
Rodman wouldn't let up on Starks, chatting away with him, trying to incite a response out of John, which he gets initially. Rodman keeps chatting, and Rodman following him at the other end. Rodman is continuing to talk to John, always with a smile, though. He's trying to goad him into a response right now.
Now he and Kip are having words. Michael Jordan just came over, giving us a look, as if to say...
Rebound out of bounds will go to the Bull. Dennis and P.J. Brown walking side by side.
Terry and Rodman with a good battle going on.
Rodman chased him all over the gym. Now they're going to separate it here.
Rodman just follows Danny Ferry as Ferry walks away.
Pushing and shoving a little bit. See?
And now Dudley's got him. Double foul. And that'll be a foul. He said he grabbed my arm. That's why I couldn't get out of it. And they're right at it again. Same thing.
Look at Patopico and Rodman. And a big fella at 280 is going to hang his ground with a worm.
Yeah, Worm is strong, but he's not this strong. I mean, watch the kid shake him off. Look at, he can't do anything with Patopico.
According to Rodman before the game, he said the Lakers only fined him $300 for his entire absence.
Boy, that ought to teach him a lesson.
He's having fun. He's trying to get in Alonzo's mind, and you can see it right there. What did I do? Well, you just grabbed my arms, you pulled my shorts up, and I'm getting sick of you.
Taking each other to the floor. So much for Dennis Rodman not picking up at least one technical foul here.
Well, and of course he continues to taunt and look at Alonzo Mourning, trying to get him to react.
In the midst of all the byplay, Dennis Rodman continued the taunting and was trying to get Alonzo Mourning involved in the first half. Oh, look out. Rodman and O'Neal with a shove on Rodman.
Dennis Rodman just trying to grab onto Shaq and maybe instigate a little bit with the grab, and he did what he wanted to do. He got Shaq to react with a push.
Chicago had a foul to give. Utah ball from the side, still plenty of time. 6.9.
Throwing it as hard as he could off Dennis Rodman. I'm sure if he had the opportunity again, he'd throw it even higher if he could.
And a very sincere pat from Dennis Rodman.
Michael Jordan was going to make sure.
Oh, another one.
Six fouls on Stackhouse, and Rodman milks the moment.
And a technical against Larry Johnson. So one technical foul. Yeah. Larry Johnson spinning his way in, the basket counts. Nice. And if it's on Rodman, he's gone.
That's right. Rodman knows that he fouled out. He definitely fouled him. And what happens is Oakley pops him in the back. He pops Rodman in the back.
Jordan wants to get Rodman away.
Yeah.
But Rodman's history is that he won't fight.
No, he just talks and he aggravates you, and he says a lot of things to you. And what you have to do is you got to step back. But because of the heat of the battle,
double figures with 11 points. 4 more than his season's average.
Watch out.
Rodman, and Leitner doesn't want any part of Dennis Rodman. He doesn't want him to.
And we have a whistle stopping the clock with 57.2. The foul will come on Chucky Brown. That will be his second.
Boy, ball would just not surrender.
The Miami Heat don't run more.
Look out. Crotty did not like the hard foul and threw the ball at Rodman. Rodman tried to come over to make amends with Crotty, and Crotty said, "Get away from me."
And I'm sure Phil Jackson will breathe a sigh.
Well, for Dennis, certainly a guy who enjoys the circus atmosphere that he has created.
It looks like that contest they play where you got to grab the seat when the music stops. Look at there. Dennis got his musical chairs. Yeah.
Ewing for Starks. One extreme, and Ewing is fouled. Rodman applauding it.
An appreciative applause.
Man, that's a hard foul. That knocked most people out. And Ewing is kind of like the prize fighter. Says, hit me again.
Plays with a smile, and he got a smile out of Patrick Ewing, who doesn't often smile with his opponents.
Off Rodman's foot. Oops. And that foul, Anthony.
Robert Horry scoops it. Bad shot. Rodman lost it out of bounds.
Trying to get the ball into Elijah one, and Horry didn't have the angle, so he decided to go on his own. And now Rodman saying the ball didn't hit the rim. It hit the rim. And that's what Bill Oakes is saying. Get out of here. It hit the rim.
Dennis puts a gun to his head, pulls the trigger. What am I doing? There he goes, boom, boom, boom.
And Rodman made him change his shot. There's a turnover as Rodman throws it away.
Alone from 15. His first basket. Almost got the steal.
From Johnson, Rodman missed the layup and missed the follow.
He just blew the layup.
Rodman drills a 20-footer and gives it that go-figure gesture.
Now remember, in game 2 in here, he hit that same shot to tie the game. This one brings him to within 1.
And a technical.
Well, Rodman
gets one of those every now and then just to feel normal.
The word normal in association with Dennis Rodman has never been used.
Feel comfortable. How about that?
There's an interesting switch. Dennis Rodman trying to cool down a teammate.
The model of control and poise. Settle down, big fella.
Dennis Rodman just went up to Scotty and said, "Hey, Scotty, you have to calm down a little bit."
That captures Dennis. That is his personal Christmas card. Happy holidays.
Shaking his head. Go home.
Well, the officials do a nice job when they...
Mother's Day.
Robin just walked by and said, "Tell my mother Happy Mother's Day." Happy Mother's Day, Mrs. Robin.